Well, I'm teacher Difan Michira. Today I want us to discuss about the state of the nation and of course the new formations in the national government. And in this particular case, I've heard our president crying over peace and unity in the country. I think now, when he was being elected in 2022, the strategy was the bottom-up economic approach. But today the tune has changed. It's like he's preaching now unity as a strategy to his re-election. But now it has come to our senses that there is a very simple subject, the simple topic in Form 1 by national integration. That if you want a country to be integrated, you don't need to go for Raila. You don't need to go for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the former president. Or rather, you don't need to go to any other very big politician to come together for you to promote national unity. But according to the guidelines, if you want to promote the national unity, just ensure that you are promoting or rather protecting or rather upholding the constitution. Very important, because the constitution entails the human rights and everything that governs the people of Kenya. So if you uphold the Kenyan constitution, you will be at a point of uniting a country. Number two, it's the key, the factor of education. If you want to have the country together, or rather integrated, or rather unified, you need to have education. You have to make education be accessible and to all. In that particular case, in the sense of being accessible, it simply means it must be cheap at the same time. So by so doing, because education is the greatest equalizer to every citizen in Kenya, everybody will feel that they are equal before education, and of course this education which is going to enable them to compete in the job market. So you have to promote education, and not the same case as this government is trying to do, making education to be a profiting entity. Education should not be a profiting entity, but it should be an entity to promote the unity of the country. Well, you have again to encourage one government in the sense that you don't need to interfere with any other arm of government. As we are aware, in Kenya we have the three arms of government, that is the legislature, the executive, and of course the judiciary. So if you want to have a unified country, you don't need to interfere with any other arm of the government. As you are aware today, already the executive has interfered with the decisions being made in the legislature and even in the judiciary, which is very unfortunate, and that is what is making now citizens to complain of these particular arms of government. So they don't have any trust in these arms of government, because they feel like they are compromised. There is an interference in these particular arms of government. So by so doing, if you respect these arms of government for them to work independently, the country will be very stable and it will be very united, because the right, or rather the justice that is not found in the legislature probably will be found in the judiciary, or rather the justice that is not found in executive probably will be found in the judiciary. But you find that these all arms of government are being influenced and interfered by the executive, and by so doing, citizens will never have any other trust in this particular arms of government. National language should be promoted for us to ensure that we have a unified country. Economic growth, in that people should be given employment opportunities equally despite your tribe. So employment opportunities should be spread equally across the country without considering whether you're a Kalenjin, whether you're a Kisi, whether you're a Kikuyu, or rather whether you're a Mijikenda or a Pokot. So by so doing, you will have a very, very united country, unlike this government whereby we have employment opportunities and actually several ministerial jobs being given to one community. Well, another one is equal what? Let me discuss about national activities. National activities and national events, like now the holidays and of course these national activities actually should act as a factor to promote national unity, in that you don't need to vary people to attend a national event. If the government is loved by the people will just attend those national activities for them to be told the progress, not like the one that actually happened recently of trying to digress, or rather trying to deny the Mau Mau their achievements. So a movement like the Mau Mau should not be left outside in when we are celebrating like now the Mashujaa Day. So that's very unfortunate, because at the end of the day it will make people like there is some hatred towards a certain community or rather a certain region in Kenya. Well, we must promote social and economic interaction, in that we must promote religion, and of course we must promote social interaction. We must promote worshiping, and of course even marriage. So which will make now the country to progress ahead, because if people are have integrated and married from different tribes, they will never look tribal. And of course in this particular case, the region should be left independent without giving 5 million, 10 million to churches to compromise the religion. Religion should not be bought by money, as the current regime is doing. So these are some of the factors that actually have been ignored, and therefore have brought the country into to be divided because of ignoring these particular very important factors. And of course you are very much aware of the factors limiting national unity. Those are the ones which are being enhanced in Kenya. Factors limiting national unity, like now bringing those very big leaders into the government and actually leaving the common mwananchi. Hello, acha niongee Kiswahili. Badala ya maneno mingi ya kuenda kutafuta President Uhuru, kutafuta Raila Amolo Odinga, kutafuta sijui nani, why can't you look for a common mwananchi? Mbona usihakikishe ya kwamba economy imefikia mwananchi? Tumeifeel, tukifeel economy improve, hatuna shughuli yote. We don't need Uhuru, we don't need Raila Amolo Odinga. Tukipata education is free from lower primary to up to the university. We don't need Uhuru, we don't need Raila, we don't need anybody. So these handshakes zinajaribu kupeanwa hivi, pia yule anyamaze, they will never help you in 2027. So just go to the drawing board and now start changing. Thank you.